What's up, homies, and welcome back. Today we're actually gonna be discussing whether or not should esports be considered as real sport. We all know what esports are, but in case you actually lived under a zone, basically esports is the quote-unquote competition in which the best teams, the best players of different video game series and franchises actually show off in the ultimate takedown. And it's absolutely interesting the fact that it is literally considered the biggest phenomena relating to competition of the last decade. In fact, esports players command tens of millions of fans around the world and have been known to pack stadiums full of diehards who want to watch top players square off. But the big question actually remains, are esports real sports? Should they even be considered as something similar one to another? Should they deserve the same amount of respect? We're gonna be discussing whether or not they do. And to do so, we're gonna be exploring both sides of the argument. We're gonna start by discussing why they should not be considered the same exact thing. Well, first of all, esports present a really big issue, and that is they are not relatable. They are something completely new. AKA, if you don't actually know what is the game that they're actually playing, how the game actually works, what is the quote-unquote details that determine the difference between a skilled player and a non-skilled player, what are the differences between a good move and a bad move, then you're actually not able to watch them. And I tried that myself. I tried to watch a couple of League of Legends games, I've tried to watch a couple of Dota 2 games, and to be completely honest, they seem extremely interesting, but I cannot relate to them. I have no experience on the matter, and that is the biggest point against whether or not esports should be considered the same as sports, because most of the times in real life sports, chances are that you know exactly what is going on. They're easily to be understood, they're really instinctive, and for that reason there is not really that much reasoning behind it, or at least behind the understanding of them. Going on from a business perspective, they only attract younger generations. As chances are you're not gonna see your grandparent deciding to switch from ESPN, in which they're transmitting the Super Bowl, to actually watch a Dota 2 show off. It's simply not the case. And that is because, as I just said before, they are not relatable. Only young generations know what the hell is going on in certain matches and in certain games, because they are the only ones that actually have some knowledge of the game itself. And that is a big issue, because in case you didn't know, the world runs around what is called business, aka money. Where money is where people want to go. And the problem actually arises when you think and consider that most of the sports competition, the really well-known sports and competition that are transmitted everywhere in the world, are actually transmitted through something that is called a TV. Problem with the TV is that young generations don't really watch TV. Instead, they actually watch YouTube videos, they watch Twitch live streams. They are more online focused, and that is quote-unquote a target market that sport enthusiasts of the past generations don't really understand. Finally, the biggest argument out of which a lot of people try to reinstate the fact that esports are not real sports. Well, technically, according to the US dictionary, esports are not a real sport, since sport, the definition of a sport, is something that contains the word physical or athletic, and for that reason, being esports mainly played by young teens or people in their teenage years that literally do not have to exert a high amount of physical or athletic abilities while winning a particular game or match, that prevents the entire esports association and esports as an event to be categorized as a real sport and deserve the same amount of respect, especially from older generations. These are my thoughts on whether or not esports should be considered as real sports. This is actually a part 1 of a 2-part videos in which I will be examining both sides. So if you actually didn't like what I just said and you believe that esports should be considered indeed as sports, and you believe that esports should be respected in the same way as real sports, then be sure to check out tomorrow, because I will be dropping that video right here on my channel. Hope you had a beautiful day. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.